PAX East 2018. I'm here with Andrew James from UpperCut Games. We're talking about City of Brass. Tell us about City of Brass.
G'day. City of Brass is a Arabian Nights inspired sort of action-adventure game. It's got like a roguelike type structure to it. We have to go into this fallen metropolis that's been buried in the sand for thousands of years, where the residents got cursed by genies that they enslaved. So you've got to fight your way to the center of the city and free the genies and break the curse.
So the genies would seem pretty powerful to me. How were the genies taken over so easily?
Well, the rulers of the city actually enslaved them and put them into service. And as revenge, they cursed the city too. Nobody could ever leave, and they'd all be undead there forever. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
It sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, some bad decision making there.
Yeah, I think about the genie from the Aladdin movie. He was somewhat of an indentured servant. He was not willingly there.
Yeah.
So this is more of a roguelite game where you are earning XP, but there are items that you keep things to move forward and progress.
Yeah, there's a small amount. There's definitely permadeath, where once you die, you're back to the start.
I just died, by the way.
Yeah. So the city's filled with traps, and there's a learning curve to learning how to avoid each trap and how to use them to defeat the enemies as well. So the city's trying to kill you, but you can use the city to kill the enemies. And there's a small amount of systems where you can put some money in the bank and you can get it back when you restart, or items, and then you can have them again when you start the game. So it's not totally starting from a blank slate every time. And there's also the system with unlocking portals. So there's 4 mini bosses in the game, each region of the city, and as you beat each mini boss, that unlocks a portal, so you can jump ahead and practice and experience the new content. And then if you want to get a high score, or you just want to complete the game from scratch, you can start right at the start and play all the way through.
So you're going to have something for people who want a more casual experience, and some people who really want to go in and beat their head against a wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Did you think about calling it "beat your head against the wall" mode?
Yeah, that's it's definitely in there, because we've got the blessings and burdens system. So the blessings are for the people who want a more casual experience. They can make it a bit easier. And the burdens is like you can turn on respawning of the enemies. You can give halve your health and make the enemies do double damage, and reduce the number of genies, and the really big one, double the number of traps, which is just, that's punishing. There's an achievement for that.
I bet there is.
Yeah.
I bet there is.
I haven't completed it.
So tell me about the history of UpperCut Games. Are you all, looking at the game, I would assume that you all are somewhat industry veterans who've been around for a while?
That's pretty fair. There's a team of 6, and 5 of us used to work at Irrational Games in Australia. So we worked on the BioShock titles, and before that, Tribes and games like that. So the Tribes Vengeance, one of the Tribes games, yeah. So we've been using Unreal for the best part of 15 years. So, and this is our first journey back to making a first-person game as UpperCut. So we went and did some mobile games, and we made an exploration game before that, which was called Submerge. So this is very different, but it's sort of back to what we were doing about 10 years ago. It's been fun. And
so what are some of the elements that you feel like you all took from your experience with BioShock and put into this game? Some of the combat?
Yeah, definitely the combat was inspired by BioShock. Yeah, the very start of that game, you've got an electro bolt and a wrench. And I think that even in the game he says 1-2 punch, 1-2 punch, and it's like there's a rhythm to the combat where you're stunning and tripping. In our game, we've sort of taken that and put it in the whip. So use it to stun and trip and manipulate the enemies, and then run in, and when it's safe, club them with a sword.
Yeah, it's very evident. How frustrating was it to watch me not get that rhythm? Like you tell me, you can grab enemies, pull them into traps. You have a lot of tools. You have your weapons, obviously, but you seem like you have a lot of tools at your discretion, and the environment can be weaponized as well, which keeps it very interesting. So I guess, are there going to be like leaderboards for like speed runners and things like that as well?
Yeah, there's 2 leaderboards. There's obviously a local leaderboard. You can just log your own high scores, but there's a time leaderboard for completing the game. You only log to that if you actually beat the final boss. And then there's a score leaderboard, which is just your loot. So it's a bit like Spelunky, where your score is the currency. So if you spend it getting upgrades, your score goes down. If you hoard it all, the game's harder, but you get a bigger score at the end.
And what platform is this coming out for?
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and full release on Steam on May the 4th.
May 4th.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
Soon.
yeah, very
Yeah,
soon.
the game's finished. We're just we're all ready to go.
Can I have one now?
Yeah. That's it.
Can you hand me the game now?
No, not quite. Almost.
Do you prefer to play with mouse and keyboard or with the controller?
I've actually been really liking the controller since we put it in. There's like some nice systems there to make sure you hit things with the whip, the things you want to. So it's like it feels really good.
It's good that it's flexible. I'm not much of a mouse and keyboard guy. I like PC gaming, but I like my controller as well.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think that's all the questions I have. Thank you for your time, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming to check out the game.
It's a lot of fun.